Anastasia from Chiron Divine Readings, and I'm excited to do these readings for you this weekend. So the premise of this reading is, what do I need to know right now? And I will be focusing on the 4 elements, starting with water, since we are in Cancer season, and do a reading for each of them and just see what Spirit wants us to know. So it could be related to love, work, career, family. We won't know until we pull the cards, right? So with that said, let's go ahead and start some shuffling. And so this is from my Wisdom of the Oracle deck, which is one of my favorite decks for readings like these, for like general readings, because again, you just never know where things will go, right? So one quick thing I will mention, I will be doing a live on Tuesday, the 12th of this month, next Tuesday, because we have a full moon coming up on Wednesday the 13th. And so I like to do readings around the full and new moon just to see, you know, what we need to know. And so we'll be doing a live reading on Tuesday. I haven't quite decided if I'm going to do the live on Instagram or on YouTube. I've been having some trouble with doing my lives on Instagram with like the syncing of my words, like my mouth is moving slower than the words actually being heard. And so I'm not sure if that's a connection thing. I feel like I pay a decent amount for my internet, so that shouldn't be it, but I won't know until I try something different. So I'm still going back and forth though about whether or not to do it on Instagram or on YouTube, but just stay tuned for some more information about that, okay? So that will be next Tuesday, the 12th, and it will be a full moon in Capricorn, so that should be interesting. Okay, so we will start with the water signs. What do our water signs need to know right now? Oh, we got 2 cards that jumped out. Let's see. So we have Loyal Heart and and Fork in the Road. So what I'm getting is that for some of you, there may be a situation where you're being asked to choose between one person or another. Perhaps you have 2 lovers or 2 people of interest and you're not really sure which one to go to, and so you're sort of like at this Y point of like, do I pursue things with this person or do I pursue things with that person? And this could be a little bit of a confusing time, but with this Loyal Heart, I'm getting the sense that deep down you know which one you're supposed to be with, right? You know who your person is, and the other person that you're sort of questioning, you know, maybe there are some things that you like about them, sure, but deep down you know what it is. But let's get some more clarity on this with these tarot cards. Yes, definitely feeling like you have to make some decisions. Or let's say if it's not necessarily love related, it could be related to something that you love, like following a particular passion. So sort of being at this Y point of not being sure which direction to go in terms of pursuing a particular passion. So take that however that resonates. And one quick thing I forgot to mention. So this is for Sun, Moon, and Rising. So if for some reason the element side, if for some reason the element reading doesn't resonate with your sun sign, then check out your moon and rising sign, okay? All right, so let me shuffle this way instead. All right, so water signs, what is going on for you this month? What does Spirit want you to know? Oop, all right, one more. Excuse me. All right, so we have 10 of Swords. All right, so something is coming to an end. Something needs to end, but what I'm getting is that the choice is completely yours. Let me lay out some more cards so we can get some more clarity. All right, so this 10 of Swords represents you sort of being at this decision-making point of potentially putting an end to one thing and pursuing one path. All right, so the situation, Ace of Pentacles, the challenge, King of Swords, the opportunity, the Sun, any blocks that you may be experiencing, the Moon card. All right, interesting. And potential outcome, we have the Star card. Okay, so as I mentioned before, this could be related to love, or it could be related just having a love for something, right? And so right off the bat, as I mentioned before, with this Ten of Swords, there needs to be an end to something. And so you're sort of at this fork in the road to finally decide, like, what direction do you want to go in? Do you want to go with A or B? Do you want to go with this person or that person? You're at this point where you need to make a decision. And the reason for that is because you have an opportunity to really start a really good foundation with someone, planting this seed with a person or with a situation that has the potential to grow exponentially, but you can't really get to this point if you don't make a decision. And so one of the things that may be getting in the way is you're not being decisive enough. You're not being clear enough in terms of what your vision is for your life, whether it be a vision for a relationship. So if you're not really sure about the type of relationship that you want, or if you're not really sure about where you want to go in your career, you need to get some more clarity around that, because the opportunity is for you to really shine, for you to really like be your most authentic self, to really lean into something that's really comfortable for you, something that brings you a lot of joy and happiness. Okay. And one of the blocks is that perhaps there are some things within you that you have not explored. Perhaps there are some fears that you haven't really allowed to come to the surface that need to be revisited, or perhaps there are some secrets with the other person. If this is a love situation, perhaps the other person is keeping some secrets, and that's sort of giving you some pause, right? And so either way, this needs to be taken care of in order for you to move forward. And then in terms of an outcome, we have the Star card, which means that once you make that decision, once you decide that this is what I want to commit to, or this is who I want to commit to, then there's really an opportunity for some deep healing, right? So I'm going to get some more clarity on this King of Swords, like the challenge. Very, very interesting. All right, these two cards, let's take them out. All right, so we have King of Pentacles and Four of Swords. So yeah, I'm getting like you haven't really taken the time to consider, like, how do you want to invest your time? How do you want to invest your money? What is it that you truly want? And so Spirit is saying you need to maybe do some daydreaming, some visioning to figure out what is it that you really want to do, or how you want to invest your time, because, you know, whatever it is that you're working towards can be something really great, right? But you have to be the one to decide. You have to be the one to say, this is the direction that I want to go in. This is where I want to be. This is who I want to be with. And that decisiveness is what will help you in the long run. Okay, water signs. So let me pull some cards in my angel answer deck. Get a sense for what is coming up for you on the other side. Sorry, my cards were not quite prepared for me. All right. So let's see, what is happening here? What is this bringing you? I see one of my timing cards is stuck in here, so I'm feeling like I need to take that out and include that in this reading. You're ready. You're ready to make a decision right now. So you're at this meeting point for a reason. You know, you've been sort of building towards this, and so now is the opportunity for you to finally say, this is it. This is where I'm going. Okay? All right. So what is happening here? One more. So we have let go, remain positive, look for signs. So letting go of whatever it is that is giving you that hesitation, whatever it is that's giving you that pause. That's not to say that you shouldn't explore it, right? If there are fears, you maybe want to get a sense for where those fears stem from so that you can deal with them. But once you come to that realization, let it go, move on. If there is a situation where someone is keeping secrets, let them go, because that's not going to be a great foundation for you. Okay? Remain positive. So if you are unsure, if you're feeling like, you know, I'm just doing this because this is what my heart is telling me to do, just continue to maintain a positive attitude. And it's like, once you take those steps, then you'll start to see the signs, knowing that you're on the right path. Okay? Because again, the very first card was loyal heart. So this could really be a great investment, whether it be with a person or with an opportunity for you, that will really help you to find that sense of belonging. Again, whether it's with a person or in a situation. So definitely keep this in mind. But either way, look for signs, remain positive. Everything's going to work out the way that it's supposed to, okay? You just have to do your part in terms of making a decision in which direction you want to go in. All right, water signs. So I'm going to pull one more card from my Divine Abundance deck. Just to sort of close out this reading. Oh, this card. Okay. Acceptance. Radical acceptance in the now opens the flow. So acceptance. Just accept where you are, accept what it is that you want, and go forward. Okay, water signs. So that is your reading. All right, fire signs. This is your reading. So all of my Aries, Leos, and Sagittarius signs, this is your reading. Again, this is sun, moon, and rising. So if for some reason your sun sign reading doesn't resonate with you, definitely check out your rising and your moon sign. Okay? Ooh, almost lost it there. Okay, so what is happening for our fire signs? And again, you don't know what type of reading this is until the cards come out, right? And there could also be multiple meanings to a reading. So definitely something to keep in mind. And obviously, take what resonates and leave what doesn't, okay? Because not all of it is going to apply to you in your situation. All right, so no place like home. All right, so fire signs, are you feeling a little bit homesick? Or are you feeling like you need to rediscover your sense of home? If you're someone who's been like doing a lot of traveling and you're sort of feeling like, you know, I'm ready to go home, this could be a message for you. I know a few months ago, did a lot of traveling, and then at the beginning of this month, I was just like, I don't want to go anywhere. So I can certainly relate. But definitely feeling this homesick, or finding your sense of home as well. Like, even if you don't necessarily want to go home, like your physical home, it could be a matter of like finding your sense of home within, or finding your sense of home with another person. All right, so let's see. And having appreciation for that too is what's coming up. Um, the song I'm Coming Home by Daughtry, I think is the artist, is coming to mind right now. Okay, so fire signs. What? No, this card was literally jumping. All right, so we have the Page of Pentacles representing you. So perhaps you are doing some exploring, trying to do some, so perhaps you are doing some exploring, trying to figure out where your sense of home is, or trying to create a sense of home, or even purchasing a home. But definitely getting a sense that there's some exploring happening here, fire signs. Okay, so this card represents you, the situation, Seven of Swords. All right, you need to walk away from something, leave something behind. The challenge, Six of Swords. Definitely moving on from something. The opportunity, Ten of Pentacles. Maybe working with some family, or perhaps your family has something that they can contribute, or perhaps your family has something that they can contribute to help you with this transition. Blocks, Ace of Wands, taking that first step, taking some action. And outcome, we have the Queen of Swords. Okay, so wherever you are in your current situation, you're being guided to leave it behind, right? Perhaps you need to find a new home, or if it's a situation where you don't necessarily feel at home in a particular situation, whether it be a physical home or with a person, Spirit is encouraging you to leave that behind. You've gotten what you could out of the situation, and now you have to take some steps moving forward. And the opportunity is to maybe reach out to some family and see if there's something that they can contribute to help you with this transition, or looking at whatever long-term investments that you have that you could use to help you get out of that situation. You know, with the Ten of Pentacles, that typically signifies family, it signifies inheritance and long-term investments. And so if this is a resource for you, you should definitely utilize this, because this will help you. Okay, but you have to do your part. Okay, fire signs, you have to do your part. You have to take that first step, and that's where this Ace of Wands is coming from. It's like once you take that first step, then you'll be in a really good position to really get things moving, right? And you know, the outcome is you getting that sense of clarity that you've been looking for in terms of finding your home. And I want to actually pull some extra cards on this Queen of Swords. Get a little bit more direction. Okay, let those two fall. All right, so we have Consciousness Rising, Ace of Pentacles. Let me get one more card, please. Or two. Or three. All right, so we have the Ten of Wands, the Justice, and Four of Pentacles. All right, so let me sort of lay this out. So the one thing that's really standing out to me right now is that once you get out of this situation, something better is coming along, like something bigger, and you may not be able to see it right now. Like you may be feeling frustrated by this challenge of having to leave where you currently are to find that sense of home, but understand that there is something good on the other end. And you know, it really requires you to make some investments and choose to really balance yourself and put down some burdens that just have not been serving you All right, like however that resonates, whatever it was that you were doing before, this isn't working, and this is why you need to leave it behind. And so you have an opportunity to, you know, get the balance that you've been seeking and take some ownership around your own home, or what you feel is home to you. Okay? And with this Ace of Pentacles, you know, going back to the Page of Pentacles, like this is definitely a great new beginning for you. And again, while you may see this as, you know, something that's annoying, that's sort of getting in the way of what it is that you wanted to do, maybe you weren't prepared to try to move, or maybe you weren't prepared to sort of have to uproot your life, but understand that this new beginning, you know, is going to be really, really great for you. So definitely something that you should be pursuing. Okay, fire signs? All right, actually, let me get my angel deck. Let's do a timing card. So when should you plan to be out of this situation? This card wanted to jump out. Within the next few weeks. All right, so now is a great time to start planning. Get a sense for where you want to go. Again, maybe reach out to some family to ask them, you know, for their support. But either way, you have to leave this situation so that you can find your place of home. And this just occurred to me, perhaps it's a situation where you are moving back home. Now, for some of us, that may not be, you know, the thing that we want to do, but sometimes we have to sort of take that step back in order to move forward. You know, I'm someone who had to deal with that myself. Before I moved out to California, I had to move back home for about 6 months to get myself, you know, prepared for that move. And, you know, it worked out pretty well in the end, right? Because I still made it to California. So sometimes taking that step back and returning home can really be helpful to you. All right? And also just, you know, going home, assuming that it's a good home experience, right? Because we can't assume that all living situations or all home situations are positive. So definitely something to keep in mind. Okay. One more. So we have success, peaceful resolution, improving health. Okay, so whatever is happening that is causing you to leave, understand that where you're going is going to be so much better. And I feel like, you know, these cards support the consciousness rising card that came out. You know, who doesn't want success, improved health, and peaceful resolutions, right? And so once you're out of that situation and you find that new sense of home, you'll be in a much better position. Okay, fire signs. So let's pull a card from the Divine Abundance deck. All right, one more. Okay. You have outrageous openness. Okay. Dear love, I've opened me to your will. Release me from my attachments. Surprise and delight me with your plan. You know what's needed, and I am open to receive. All right, so be open to wherever this leads you. Be open to finding that new sense of home. Be open to just seeing where things go. And don't forget that you do have support along the way. Okay, fire signs? All right, air signs, you're next. So let's see what messages we have for you. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. What is happening for you? One more. And again, sun, moon, and rising. So if your sun sign doesn't resonate, check out your moon and rising sign readings, okay? Okay. So we got two cards here. We have Unfinished Symphony and Poised. All right, so in terms of Unfinished Symphony, it's definitely something that needs to be complete that maybe you've been avoiding. And so now is a good time for you to revisit that so that you can put an ending to it. And then with Poised, just feeling like you're finally in a really good position to actually close things out. So maybe before there were some things getting in the way that you sort of felt like you needed to deal with first, and so now is the perfect time for you to go ahead and finish this out. And this Unfinished Symphony card is a 10 card, which again, endings, new beginnings. So definitely feeling like you're in a good position to move on or to close out something that you haven't been able to close out on before. Okay, air signs, so interesting. Let's get some more answers around that. Okay, fix my glasses because they're falling off my face. All right, air signs. What's happening for you? Oh, that is way too many cards to be jumping out, so this card. Okay. No. Okay, let's see what the first card is. Oh, that is way too many cards. I'm going to take this Ace of Pentacles card that's on top, representing you. So planting a new seed, starting anew, like I was saying before, sort of closing out something from your past so that you can make room for something new to come in. Interesting. Okay, so that represents you, the situation, 7 of Wands, sort of needing to stand up for yourself. Okay. Your challenge, Star card. All right, some healing being required. The opportunity, Wheel of Fortune. All right. Blocks, Devil energy. All right. And the outcome, 3 of Pentacles. Okay. So I feel that whatever it is that needs to be closed out is sort of this cycle that maybe you've been going through related to your own growth. And I feel like Spirit is saying it's time for you to mature and really start to stand up for yourself, to really be in a better position so that you're not easily impacted by the people and the things that people say. And I definitely feel like with the Poised card, just sort of being just in a much better place mentally to be able to do this, right? And so with the 7 of Swords, definitely feeling like there's an opportunity for you to stand up for yourself. And, you know, one of the things that maybe you have been avoiding is some healing, is seeing this as an opportunity to be able to move forward. And, you know, with the Star card, you know, being represented by Aquarius, you know, perhaps there's a particular message for you there. But ultimately, you know, if you're avoiding this for whatever reason, that's something that definitely needs to be explored, right? With the Star card, you know, being represented by Aquarius, you know, perhaps there's a particular message for you there. But ultimately, you know, if you're avoiding this for whatever reason, that's something that definitely needs to be explored, right? And the opportunity is, you know, for you to And the opportunity for you here is to maybe shift your perspective, sort of change your trajectory, or even change how people have viewed you in the past, especially going back to the Seven of Wands energy, you know, really sort of shifting how things have been happening up until this point. And, you know, one of the things blocking you are some unhealthy attachments that you may be holding on to. Perhaps they are attachments related to your personality, or attachments to people or places, but, you know, holding on to these things aren't really going to serve you. You know, you have to be willing to burn a few bridges in order to protect yourself, protecting your peace of mind. And sometimes, you know, putting up barriers, you know, could be one of the things that causes you to sort of separate yourself from people, right? And so understand that this is something that needs to be done. And the outcome with this Three of Pentacles, you know, seeing this as an opportunity to work with some new folks, find some new people, doing something creative with others who are more aligned with the way that you think now. And I think it's interesting that you're going from the Ace of Pentacles to the Three of Pentacles, from one to working with others. It's like once you take that step of taking care of yourself, then you're in a much better position to, you know, work with others and bring in the energy that others can provide to help you with going forward. I think I want to get some more clarity on this Devil card. What is happening here? Okay, so I have the Magician, King of Swords, and the Emperor. So I definitely see the standing up for yourself and really separating yourself as someone who can go their own way, as someone who has their own direction that they need to go in, and not worrying about what other people are thinking, or worrying about how other people will perceive what it is that you're trying to do or where you're trying to go. And so recognizing that you have the magic within you to move forward, and you don't necessarily need the approval of others to do so. So why you continue to hold on to this? That's what I feel like is the overall message there. All right, so let me get a timing card. You know, when should you, you know, start to make this transition? Don't mind the barking dogs. All right, this card. Within the next few weeks. All right, so start to get ready. Okay, air signs. All right, so what is this bringing you? What is this situation bringing you? I feel like this is somewhat similar to the water sign reading, but not exactly. It's like water sign. No, I'm sorry, the fire sign reading. It's about them moving forward and finding a new place, new sense of home. And for you, it's sort of like putting yourself in a better position to speak up for yourself. And, you know, sometimes that requires moving away from people. Okay, last one. All right, so we have recovery. Be assertive. Like I was saying before, going back to this Emperor, King of Swords, and Magician energy, like really asserting yourself and recognizing that you have the power. And so you just need to demonstrate that to other people. And one more card, helpful people. All right, and I feel like this definitely goes with this Three of Pentacles card that came out. You know, seeking the help of others to help you move forward from the situation. And also recognizing that if you are leaving people behind, it's only making room for new people to come in, right? The type of people that will help you, who will support who you are becoming, rather than trying to keep you stuck in who, you know, the people from your past want you to be, right? So it's definitely an opportunity to close out this chapter. And this Wheel of Fortune definitely is reminding me of that, like that karmic cycle. You know, use this as a learning opportunity and move on. All right. Oh. Let's do this card on top. Detachment. Yep. Needing to detach from situations. With detachment, you finally feel whole inside, with or without the fulfillment of a particular desire. Ironically, that's often when it's fulfilled. So, needing to detach yourself from certain people, places, situations that are hindering your growth. Okay, air signs. All right, last but certainly not least, we have our earth signs. And so this is your reading. Some interesting themes thus far for each of the signs. So let's see what's in store for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Not sure why I forgot Virgo there a second ago, but yes. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. This is your reading, and if for some reason this reading doesn't resonate in terms of your sun sign, be sure to check out your moon and rising sign readings, okay? And please excuse the barking dogs. Okay, so what is in store for our earth signs? All right, so we have Clean It Up and Milk and Honey. Very interesting. These are almost like, excuse me, these are almost like polar energies, because the Milk and Honey is about like joy and fun and sort of mixing things up, whereas the Clean It Up is, you know, what it sounds like, you know, getting some things in order, maybe needing to release some things. So it's very, very interesting having this sort of opposing energy. And even with like the Milk and Honey, like that's like sort of a messy kind of energy, right? See the elephant, you know, sort of swirling in the milk and honey. So it's like you have to clean up, but also get a little bit messy. So let's see what the cards have to say about that. Very, very interesting. Maybe, okay, yes. I'm getting like needing to get some clarity on things in order for you to really enjoy yourself. So, because like in this, I'm assuming this is an elk because of the size of the antlers, you know, sort of dusting things off. And it's like once you're able to clear the air or clear things up, then you can, you know, see the rainbow, to find the joy, to find the fun. All right, interesting. So let's see, earth signs, what messages do we have for you today? Okay. One more. All right, so we have the Four of Pentacles. All right, looks like you've been holding on to something pretty tightly. Let's see. All right, so this represents you, the situation. Knight of Swords, all right, needing to take some action, move forward. be assertive just came to mind. Your challenge, Star card, and actually this card came out in the same position in the last reading, so you may want to check that out there. Okay. The opportunity, Tower. Okay. Sort of knock things down and start anew. It's one way to do it. Blocks, Two of Pentacles. You've been too indecisive lately. And for the outcome, we have the Moon card. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm getting that it sort of feels like you've been holding on to an old way of living, or you've been holding on to like an old way of doing things, and Spirit is like, you need to get out of that. You need to move forward, you know, catch up with, you know, what's new, and, you know, there seems to be some resistance of that, right? And so, you know, your challenge here is healing. Maybe there is a fear around change, or a fear around having to start over, right? And Spirit is trying to say, look, starting over is actually a good thing. You know, even if you have to start completely from the bottom, you know, there's an opportunity for you to really build something great up. And I feel like that's where this Clean It Up card comes in, right? Because you got to, you know, clear the air, clear everything out of your way so that you can begin to build something anew. But one of the things that's holding you back is your decisiveness. You're sort of teetering back and forth. Should I do this? Should I do that? And Spirit is like, you need to just make a decision. Otherwise, Spirit will make the decision for you. And you definitely don't want to experience this if you don't necessarily initiate it yourself, right? So Spirit is saying, look, you need to be a little bit more decisive, because that's what's really getting you in the way. And so whatever it is that you're holding on to, like, it's not serving you. Like, you can't worry so much about what you may be losing. You have to focus more on what you may be gaining, right? Something fun, something joyful. And so with this Moon card as an outcome, it's like you're going to be, some new things are going to be revealed to you that you weren't prepared for. And that may be the catalyst that you need to get things going. And I actually want to pull some extra cards on that. So give me some more clarity on this Moon card. All right, these two cards want to come out. Got the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups that came out. All right, so a new opportunity for something that you will love, something that you will enjoy, potentially working with someone else who also has a similar passion. And then you got the Ace of Swords and the Two of Swords. All right, interesting. So you have two aces and two twos that came out at the same time. And you have the Two of Pentacles. So the only one missing is Two of Wands, right? So there's definitely some truth that's going to come out, something that you've maybe been hiding from, or something that you've been avoiding is going to come to the forefront. And you need to be prepared for that, because you need to face this in order to get to this milk and honey, right? So just be prepared. And even though it may seem scary and you may not necessarily want to do this or see this or experience this, understand that, you know, there is something great that can come from it, whether it's a new relationship or just pursuing something new, maybe working with a partner to do some kind of like business venture. Whatever it is, you got to learn to let it go. Or you have to learn to let go of the thing that's holding you back so that you can make room for this. All right, very interesting. So let's do a timing card. When do you need to get things going? Start this transition of letting things go. Or at least loosening up the grip that you have on whatever it is that is currently the center of this reading, however it resonates for you. All right. Whoop. All right, I wanted to get this card. You're ready. So now. Now is the time. And you know, with this Tower card, it's usually pretty fast. And actually with this Knight of Swords, like, things are gonna happen very, very quickly, whether you want them to or not. So it would behoove you to just initiate this transition yourself so that you don't have to deal with this Tower energy. Okay? Even though, you know, for you it may not seem like a good thing, but Spirit is like, this is actually a really good opportunity for you to start anew and create something that is much more joyful and happy. Okay, so what is this bringing you? All right, one more. All right, so we have success. All right. Be assertive. Meditation brings answers. So one of the things that just came up for me is if you are experiencing a lot of anxiety about this change, right? Perhaps meditation is a way to sort of help soothe you, to help you stay grounded and not get lost in like the pressure and things related to this transition, like the things that you're trying to hide from. Sort of using meditation as an opportunity to work through some of that is what's coming to mind for me. And understanding that, you know, success is yours. You just have to be assertive, like stand up for yourself. Do this for yourself, right? Be open to seeing where things are going instead of staying stuck in what you think is the best situation for you. There is better out there. That's what I'm feeling about this reading. Okay. So last but not least, from the Divine Abundance deck. All right, I have karma. There is nothing from a past life that cannot be answered in the current life. So if you're worried about where things are going, maybe go back to like a previous experience that is similar to what you're currently going through, and maybe use that as an opportunity to understand how you can best work through this current situation. So one of the things that I've learned about just the spiritual journey in general, right? Very often we are put in the same types of scenarios over and over again until we learn from it, right? And so perhaps now is an opportunity for you to look at, how have I experienced this before? It may not have been exact, but this could be something that you've experienced in the past, and how did you handle it before? And perhaps there's an opportunity for you to handle it differently than you have in the past. So, for example, if you're used to dating a certain type of person and you have the same result each time, then perhaps you need to change the type of people that you are attracting, or change how you are sort of projecting yourself so that you don't attract those types of people, right? What can you do differently so that you can get out of this cycle and into something a little bit more positive? Okay, so definitely looking back at how you've done things before and how you could potentially do things differently. All right, so that is the advice for you, Earth signs. All right, so thank you so much for watching these readings. I hope that one of these readings resonated with you. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I will be doing a full moon reading on Tuesday the 12th, either YouTube live or Instagram live, so stay tuned for some more information about that. It's coming up. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your weekend, okay?